Hello, hello, hello. I told you I'm coming back. Welcome back to DADYA'S Kitchen. I'm Austin Sutton, and today we got chicken and dumpling. Now this recipe right here is one of my favorites, and really is one of my first that I ever learned how to do. And through the thanks of Aline Sutton, Big Mama, this is gonna be an honor to do this for you, and I hope I do it right. Well, anyway, today we got chicken and dumplings. I'm gonna show you the things that you need to have first for this. Now, people do chicken dumplings different ways. Now, a lot of people do chicken dumplings with biscuits, thick, fluffy noodles, and then just regular flat noodles. I do kind of like the flat noodles, but my noodles melt in your mouth. But let's just saying and all that, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But right now, I wanna show you what you're gonna need. First thing you're gonna need is a hen. And what you wanna do on this, you're gonna need pepper, salt, and a little onion powder. Just a little. And a half a stick of butter. Now this is how we're gonna do it. Now what I did with this, I season it and I let it sit overnight in the refrigerator. Now what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and boil it. I put 4.5 quarts of water in the pot, and I didn't put any salt or anything because I seasoned the meat, all right? So what I'm gonna do is put this in the pot and put the butter and let it go slow. Now a lot of times people make a mistake, they cook stuff fast, really fast. When you're doing chicken and dumplings, the secret to it is cooking it slow with soul. And so what you got to do is make sure that you cook it slow, because it's going to tenderize the meat and give a good savory flavor to the broth. And that's going to be the main key point of this. As I do this, go ahead and prepare this for you right here. I'm going to get set up for you to show you how to do the noodles that we're going to drop. That's the most important thing about the chicken and dumplings. And I'm going to show you how I do it the DADYA way. So hold on, I'm coming back. And let me go ahead and get started with this. All right, while this is going on, we're gonna move on over here and start on these dumplings. All right, what I have here is all-purpose flour, 2 cups of it. You got 3/4 of a cup of crisco, Lord. Okay, you have 1 teaspoon of pepper and 1 tablespoon of salt. And you have some milk. Now, on making dumplings, you gotta kind of go by eye on your liquid. So I have like 1 cup of milk, but you can use buttermilk. You can use broth. And I'm also gonna put a little bit of broth in this too. That's a little secret, but I'll give you that. I'm gonna give you a little broth with this too. All right, so what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna go ahead and put my flour. All right. I'll make a little dwindling. All right. Put my 3/4 cups of the crisco. All right. I'm gonna add my pepper, all of it. Then I'm gonna add half of this salt right now, and then I'm gonna add a little bit in a minute. I'll show you. All right. And what I want to do is go ahead and incorporate this, smashing this up with the flour. Mix this together. That's how we're gonna do it. And it's just like making biscuits. And you can do it by hand and whatnot, but I'm gonna do it this way this morning. All right. Add a little bit of milk just to get it going. Still chopping it up as I go. It'll take a couple minutes. Now again, I told you again that I'm a messy cooker, but it comes out pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more milk. It's coming together. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna add some broth, just a touch. And you wanna make sure all this is cold when the liquids that you're adding, make sure they're temperature or cold makes a difference on making it. Okay. Okay, it's forming it. Now I gotta get in here and get dirty with my hands. All right. Okay. Get in here and get it going. It's gonna be a little sticky. And just keep going with it. Incorporate all of it together. And then you might want to add a little bit more flour. You can do that. Okay. Just like that. You see how that's coming together? Just go ahead and work it. And it takes about 2 to 3 minutes to get your dough like you want it. All right, you don't want to overwork it, just like you're making a biscuit. I have my dough ready. Now my table is clean. And what I'm gonna do, go ahead and give me some flour on this table. Right. Flour and stuff on the table. I'm gonna throw this dough on. I had to wipe my hand off. I'm sorry. It's so sticky. Right. Put my dough down. This bowl. Gonna make my rolling pin. Now, put the flour on this rolling pin. And what I want to do first, I want to kneel it. Make sure I got it like I want it. Okay, that's enough working with it. Okay, make sure I got the flour down. And just roll it on out. Just like that. And you can see the peppers coming all in the dough. I like that, and the season. So that's the take. Think about that, because when you're putting these noodles, these dumplings, dumplings, in the pot, you got to remember your broth is always has a sodium and already is in it. So you don't want to become overwhelming with salt taste, or in other words, too much salt. So you got to keep that in mind when you're making this out, and just keep rolling this out. And I like my dough thin, very thin. Now, you can do there's other ways of doing this. You can get biscuits. Some people like their dumplings thick and fluffy. They use biscuits. But you can also use self-rising flour like I'm doing here. This is not self-rising flour. And I didn't do that because I don't want mine to puff up. So it's a difference. So it's on your preference on how you want your dumplings. If you want your dumplings to fluff out and be thicker, use the self-rising flour. Me, I kind of want flat noodles. Still gonna be tender and moist and thin. So now, go ahead and make the slices. And you can use a pizza cutter to do this. So, slice it like this. Right. Okay. And sometimes people like it square. I don't. I like mine at an angle. I like a little length on mine. And you just cut it the way you want it. Your preference. It doesn't really make a difference on noodles, but just how I like it. All right. So there you go. And this is what I'm gonna be dropping in the pot. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a couple in here, and then I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna come back with you. Well, let's go ahead and show you how this you need to do with these noodles first. The dumplings. So I'm gonna do these individually, dropping this into this pot. And what you want to do it one at a time. And this water's boiling, the broth is boiling, and that's what you want. So I'm just gonna drop them in the pot one at a time. Just like that. And I'm gonna continue to do this and make a bunch for this, and I'm gonna show you the outcome after I do this. So you just hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with these dumplings. Now I wanna show you, I'm still dropping dumplings, all right? And I'm doing it individually. What you don't wanna do is stir while you're doing this. You wanna have the back of your spoon just pushing against this. This doesn't break the dumplings up, but it does move them. But now I'm at a point right now, I'm not completely finished, but I want you to see as these dumplings boil. I still got a long process to go, but now I'm gonna take the chicken that I deboned and seasoned, I'm gonna add some to this. Just gradually add to it. Not all of it at this time, but I wanna get that taste of that chicken with these noodles, with the dumplings. And stir this around and let it come back to a boil. Now, putting this chicken in, it cooled it down some, but it should come right back up to the boil. But once it come back to that boil, you stop dropping it again. But I just want to make sure I got chicken stuff in. Now I'm gonna continue to drop these noodles. Now it start back. As you see, it's gonna start back bubbling again. And you take the back of the spoon and you just move it slowly. Okay, I'm gonna give it about 1 to 2 minutes. And it's coming to a boil again, as you can see. But I want it all the way around. Once it starts boiling again, start dropping your dumplings in it again. All right? Just slowly drop one at a time. And I'm gonna continue to do this till I get the amount of dumplings that I think should be in here to get it right. Then I'm gonna get right back with you one more time. All right, I'm back. Now I'm going to show you a secret because I really love y'all. So I wouldn't tell anybody this, but I'm gonna let you know. All right, I want you to see in this pot, I got the noodles, about as many noodles as I want in here. A lot of times I have more chicken than noodles, but my family and people I know, I have a little bit of chicken. They'd rather have little chicken and more noodles because they love, I'm sorry for keep saying noodles, dumplings. It's a difference. And I got them cut like noodles, and that's why I keep saying it. But it's dumplings. So, but what I'm gonna do now, I'm at my last stage. Now, this is where people make mistakes. This is gonna make the difference of your dumplings being better than other people. When I got enough noodles in here, like I want, what I'm gonna use is milk, and this is my secret. Cornstarch. I'm gonna put a teaspoon of cornstarch in this milk. And it can be a certain amount. This is maybe half a cup I got right here. I'm stirring up, I'm gonna add to this. And this is a thickener. Remember, the flour off the dumplings is gonna thicken this process up. But to make this that wow factor, like I told you, with the taste, let me show you. You cut your temperature down and slowly add this into your mixture, just like this. And pour it in. All right. Back of the spoon again. And these still had to cook for maybe 10 to 12 more minutes, and I'm just gonna cut it on low. Now, at this point, it's gonna thicken up. It's gonna give me consistency like I want it. But this is, again, the final stage. I have my chicken, the rest of my chicken, I'm adding in. Just like this. And that's enough. Now, and give it that little touch like I do, I'm gonna go with a little bit of pepper. And just slowly stir this to get that savory gravy. And it's one more little touch that I'm gonna show you that you do. And you put that lid on it and you forget about it. And let that starch and stuff cook together. There's one more thing I'm gonna add. Right back, let me get it. I wanna give a little touch of butter. And this is about 2 tablespoons of butter. Just like that. And that's gonna give you that DADYA effect. DADYA! Now I can smile because I had to concentrate to do this because, like I said, it's easy to do. It just, it's real a tedious of getting everything together, but you can do it. Like I said, the broth, getting the broth together, that's one stage. Getting the dumplings together, the second stage. And then the third stage is dropping those dumplings into the pot. It's like your final stage. And then doing the last little taste that it needs to be with it and let it cook slow. So we're gonna let that go on. Now look how it's thickening up. And we're gonna cut this on low. And when I come back with you, we're gonna plate it and show you how the DADYA'S Kitchen did with the dumplings. All right. All right, the final product of today, the chicken and dumpling. Now, I want you to observe this right here. DADYA! Look at those noodles and chicken and the savory sauce. You remember I told you I like my sauce to be on the spoon? Look at that. Look at that steam coming out of there. You talking about something good, tender. And I have to give a taste. This is my first taste on this. Let me see. And I made croissants. And what I'll show you next time on how I'll do that on another recipe time video with mayonnaise, garlic, and pepper. Let's see. Man, I wish you could be here to taste this. This right here, I put this up against anybody dumplings. And I thank Big Mama for showing me the recipe. I couldn't even talk. But anyway, try that. And you should have no problem if you want to do from scratch. But a secret tip to you, Mrs. Ann Pastry, if you don't have the time to do just what I did today, it does just as well. And you put it in, do everything like I told you with the broth and everything, and get Miss Ann's dumpling and put it in there, you'll come out with this product just as good. So, saying that, I told you I was gonna bring it today. I brought it. I can't even keep looking at these dumplings, I'm telling you. It's savory, and look at the dumplings and the chicken. Everything goes together. And let me give a taste of this. This is good, and this is good too. And it complements this. Usually you can use cornbread, but all that together. But saying that, from DADYA'S Kitchen, from me to you, always remember, Do something kind for somebody, because it makes them happy, it makes yourself happy, and it makes the world a better place. Until next time, the next video coming out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell someone about the DADYA'S Kitchen. Tell them about myself. And then I want to hear your comments. I want to see what you cook and tell me. And give me your response on what you saw today. So I got some more coming to you, because I know the Christmas holidays is on the way. So I'm already working on that. So you take care. Have a good day. Peace.